So Neuralink just announced this year that they're going mass production, basically saying that they're going to start rolling out these things like their iPhones. And what does this mean for the general populace? Well, what it means is it's not going to just be for the paralysis patient where they have an issue moving and Neuralink can do some good for it. And look, that's great. But at the end of the day, the real question is what's going to happen when this becomes a mass product for the people? Because that's how this stuff works. A certain product becomes valuable to a specific type of person. Maybe they're disabled, right? And then it becomes a product for everyone. It's in the pockets of nearly every single human. The wheelchair became the car. The hearing aid became the AirPod. That's just how it works. Here's what you need to understand about this chip at a biological level. Your brain has a reward system. I'm sure you're familiar with it. It's called dopamine. And basically what it is your brain rewarding itself, telling yourself that you did a good job, or okay, that was worth it. When you do something, maybe that was funny, you accomplished the tasks, you found something interesting, you watched some piece of content. This is what your brain does, and it's been doing it since millennia. The delay or the friction that happens when you do this is not a bug in the system, it's just what makes you human. Intracranial self-stimulation, which is just a fancy word for your brain's reward circuits, has been studied since the 50s. You'll ignore sleep, water, food, everything that tells you need to stop because it's a constant lever that you just keep hitting. I'm not saying that Neuralink is building a pleasure machine. What I'm saying is that the architect for that is being built right now and nobody's asking what's coming next. Because here's the thing, the first use case for a product in this world is always noble, right? A paraplegic gets this process and now they're able to walk again. It can restore the sight of someone who was blind. And these things are beautiful, don't get me wrong, I'm not dismissing that. But what I'm saying is that this product, this little chip that's going to be probably placed inside our brains will not just be for the people who have serious problems. It will be for everyone. And if you could imagine, you have a chip in your brain that will help you bypass reward systems, give you instant dopamine whenever you like, you are going to turn into a rotten pile of mush. Think about what actually makes you interesting as a person. That weird sense of humor you have that you only got from living in the specific town you grew up in, or you getting hurt the ways you did as a kid, or learning the way you did as a kid. Like this stuff that you have, what makes you you, right? It's incredible. None of that is optimized. That's the whole point. It's kind of a mess, but that's what makes humans humans. And the direction that all of this is moving, the Neuralink, the AI, the subscriptions, everything like this, what it's going to do is clean up that mess. It's going to make you a smooth, sophisticated person. But at the end of the day, is that really what you want? We don't want all humans to just be perfectly well-spoken because that's what it's going to do. It's probably going to enhance your speaking, your thought process. Like it's just going to make you an incredibly smart, I guess, person. But at the end of the day, if everyone's smart, if everyone has the same chip in their brain, no one's even unique anymore. They're all a bunch of robots. You might as well have a Tesla robot as your friend. So as of recently, I've really been studying the term jestermaxxing. Stay with me. And look, the jester was the person in the medieval courts who could tell the king whatever they wanted. Not the advisors, not the prince, whatever it was. They told the king whatever they would say some shit to their face, right? But at the end of the day, they could because they were just joking. The jester's entire value came from being unoptimizable. They weren't this perfectly well-spoken person. They were kind of a clown. You couldn't corrupt this person because they were already chaos. They were living at this level of absurdity. And I really think there's something serious buried underneath all of this. Because in a world where today everyone's looking for optimization, being as productive as possible, learning as quick as possible, doing everything in a perfectly mannered tone, the people who preserve their weirdness, their uniqueness to them, might be the only ones who end up being rare people, right? You want to be a rare person, right? You don't want to be an average Joe. People who preserve their weirdness, their uniqueness, are going to be the most dangerous people on this planet. And not dangerous in a bad way towards you or me, dangerous in a way that they're going against what the system wants. The system wants everyone to be a robot effectively, right? They want everyone to follow the news, listen to the propaganda, do everything that they're told. Yet the jesters in this world, who are probably going to be, like I said, the most dangerous people, are going to be the people who are like, fuck you, I'm doing what I want. And the system hates that. And the thing that I want you to take away from this is not for you to think Neuralink is bad. Maybe it's incredible. Maybe it only helps the medical needs. But at the end of the day, I don't know, right? No one knows exactly how this is going to play out. But I know that the instinct that follows optimization is not good. Getting rid of the weirdness, the uniqueness within people is never going to play out good. And we've seen it firsthand. This phone that you're watching this video on is basically another version of a Neuralink chip. It has programmed your brain to think in certain ways. It can affect your feelings, the way you think, what you think. Like, it's incredible how powerful this little device is. And if you can't understand that the brain chip is just the final form of all of this, it's like the biggest, it's like the final thing. Everything that they want is like a chip in your brain. They haven't quite got to that yet, but they will. So what's the defense? I think it's being boring and uncomfortable. Doing things that are hard for no reason at scale. Being weird, having a sense of humor that only you understand. Holding opinions that make you harder to categorize as a person. Doing things that not everyone understands. Being yourself. Being just genuinely, specifically, inconveniently yourself. Because the optimized version of you, well, that's not you. That's just a product, and that product is extremely well built, and they're coming for you. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to click subscribe, turn on post notifications so you never miss one. And with that being said, I will see you on the next one. Let's get it.